and I watched it at all places at the Apollo Theater. Yeah.
That is amazing.
That's where I got my start, too.
Picture this. Two music legends, one a soulful titan, the other a fragile songbird, bound by a secret so profound it stayed buried for over 40 years. Until now. What if the angelic voice behind your favorite love songs hid a heartbreaking truth, whispered only to one trusted friend? Dionne Warwick's shocking confession about Karen Carpenter unveils a hidden lifeline that could have changed everything. A clandestine cassette, covert meetings, and a promise kept in silence. Why did Dionne wait decades to speak? What secrets did Karen entrust to her? And what powerful forces kept them locked away? This isn't just a story of fame. It's a gut-wrenching tale of loyalty, loss, and a truth that will leave you reeling. You won't believe what's been hidden behind the music. Stick around, because this revelation will shake your soul. A rainy New York night in 1971. The air thick with the hum of a city that never sleeps. Karen, just 21, was already a household name, her velvety voice a staple on radios worldwide. But backstage, wrapped in a thin coat, she sat curled in a corner, her set halted by a quiet panic attack. Enter Dionne, 30 and fresh off a European tour. Her presence commanding yet warm. She didn't see a celebrity that night. She saw a reflection of her own struggles from 1967, when she nearly walked away from it all. That look in her eyes, I knew it too well, Dionne shared in a rare Rolling Stone moment. No grand introductions, no fanfare. Just a cup of hot water passed between them, a nod and a spark. From that understated exchange, a friendship bloomed, one that would become Karen's anchor in a sea of silent battles. Back then, Dionne was at her peak, elegant, bold, a trailblazer who'd sung her way from East Orange, New Jersey to global stages. Karen, meanwhile, was the picture of innocence, her long brown hair and shy smile, a stark contrast to the turmoil she hid. Their bond grew through handwritten letters, a throwback in a world obsessed with flash. Sometimes I sing and can't even feel the words, Karen wrote, her pen revealing what her smile concealed. The crowd cheers, but I'm hollow. Dionne didn't offer empty sympathy. She knew the industry's trap of fake kindness all too well. Instead, she replied with strength, becoming the one person Karen could trust with her truth. Fast forward to now. Dionne, at 82, remains a regal figure, her voice still echoing through time, while Karen's legacy lingers in every note she left behind, a bittersweet reminder of what might have been. Here's where it gets gripping. Karen wasn't just wrestling with fame's weight. She lived in a cage built by love. Her mother Agnes, a towering figure who prized perfection over affection. Agnes didn't shout. She froze you out, Dionne once said, painting a picture of a woman who kept Karen, even at the height of her fame, a little girl chasing approval that never came. In 1971, Karen was slim, stylish, her mauve dresses a symbol of her Carpenter's reign. But by 1972, when she showed up at Dionne's LA hotel room, trembling and wordless, the cracks were undeniable. Dionne sang Walk On By, and as the melody faded, Karen sank into a chair, her silence louder than any cry. I didn't ask what broke her that night, Dionne admitted. Sometimes just staying is enough to hold someone together. That moment, a secret kept for decades, hits like a thunderbolt now, revealing a depth to their story we never knew. Their lives then and now couldn't be more different. Dionne's career soared through the 70s and beyond, her style timeless, her impact cemented with Grammys and a humanitarian legacy. Karen's journey, though, was cut short, her angelic voice silenced too soon in 1983 at 32. Today, her music still haunts us, a nostalgic echo of a talent lost to inner struggles. Dionne's recent revelation isn't just news. It's a lifeline tossed back through time, showing us the woman behind the melody, and the friend who tried to save her. In the early 70s, Karen was the golden voice of the Carpenters, her hits like Rainy Days and Mondays soaring up the charts. At 22, she was a vision, slender, with flowing hair and a wardrobe of soft bohemian dresses that matched her gentle aura. But behind the mic, she was crumbling, trapped in a cycle where perfection was demanded, not requested. Her brother Richard, the genius behind their sound, orchestrated every detail: her outfits, her diet, even her breath. "I can't sing if I'm not on beat," Karen wrote in a letter Dionne kept, her words a cry from a soul suffocating under control. By 1978, Dionne, then 37 and a global star with a string of Grammys, saw the toll. Karen's calls came after midnight, her voice faint. "Sis, I'm fading," she'd say, describing a body that felt like it was consuming itself. Dionne's heart broke, but pity wasn't her style. She acted, and what she did next will leave you stunned. Karen's battle wasn't just emotional. It was physical, etched in her shrinking frame. In 1973, during a Japan tour, she collapsed after singing Superstar, her body too weak to go on. Yet the next day, she was back on stage, driven by contracts and expectations. Doctors, blind to the severity of anorexia nervosa, praised her discipline, unaware they were applauding her pain. Dionne saw it firsthand at a Chicago concert in 1974. Karen, barely 24, took the stage, her dress slipping off a bony shoulder, her hands shaking. She smiled through it all, Dionne recalled, but her eyes were screaming. Backstage, Karen sat, skin cold, admitting she'd eaten half a slice of bread to keep light. Dionne pushed for help, arranging a Santa Barbara wellness meeting, but Karen canceled. Her mother, Agnes, feared therapy would taint the family's image. Here's the kicker. Karen wasn't just fighting herself. She was caged by those she loved most. Let's talk luxury and lessons, because even in her struggles, Karen's life offers a window into Hollywood's highs and lows. The Carpenters' success funded a lavish lifestyle. Karen drove a sleek Mercedes-Benz 450 SL, a convertible that turned heads in LA. Her watches? A delicate gold Cartier, understated but pricey, matching her elegant style. Real estate was their big play. Karen and Richard co-owned a sprawling Downey, California estate, complete with a recording studio valued at $1.5 million in the 70s. Private jets? They chartered Gulfstreams for tours, a necessity for their grueling schedule. Business-wise, the Carpenters were a brand, with publishing deals and merch that raked in millions. Karen's insurance policies, health and asset protection, were standard for stars, but her career was underinsured, a costly oversight when health issues halted tours. Financially, Karen's lesson is clear: diversify income, but prioritize well-being over wealth. Her spending was modest, but the pressure to perform drained her more than any bank account. Fast forward to today, and the contrast is stark. Dionne, now 82, radiates resilience, her career a tapestry of music and activism, her style still impeccable in tailored suits. Karen's voice, silenced in 1983 at 32, lives on in timeless tracks, but her absence haunts. Dionne's boldest move came in 1978, when she marched into a recording studio after a chilling call from Karen. "Sis, I can't keep up," Karen whispered, her voice breaking. Dionne confronted Richard and Agnes, pleading for Karen's freedom to heal. The response? A cold dismissal, leaving Dionne with regrets that linger. "I tried to save her," she says now, her calm voice masking decades of pain. What happened in that studio? Why did Karen's family turn away? The truth is a puzzle, and as Dionne's confession ripples, it begs the question, could one moment have changed everything for a star who just wanted to be heard? Back to 1980, an autumn night when Karen appeared at Dionne's doorstep. a shadow of the vibrant 22-year-old who once lit up stages. At 30, her frame was frail, her eyes hollow, her once iconic bohemian dresses replaced by loose sweaters that hid her shrinking form. "I can't feel the leaves falling anymore," she told Dionne, her voice barely a whisper. For a woman whose music captured the ache of rainy days and fleeting love, losing the seasons was a devastating sign. Dionne, then 39, was at the height of her powers. Her bold style, with tailored coats and statement jewelry, the pressure on Karen wasn't just personal, it was a machine fueled by fame. In the 70s, the Carpenters were a juggernaut, their clean-cut image a gold mine. Karen's public persona, sweet, flawless, was a cage. Her brother Richard, the architect of their sound, dictated her every move, from song arrangements to her diet. By 1982, Karen, fresh off a painful divorce, was a ghost of her former self. She handed Dionne a cassette, her hands shaking. "Keep this safe," she said. "If I'm gone, you'll know what to do." That tape, a voice diary, held Karen's raw truth. Fainting backstage yet forced to perform, a doctor sacked for suggesting rest, and a grueling fasting schedule set by management. Dionne's recent confession about this tape is a bombshell. Karen didn't just struggle, she was crushed by silence. "They loved a version of me I couldn't survive," Karen's recorded voice revealed. A line that haunts Dionne still. Why hasn't the tape been released? Dionne waits for the right moment, when the world can hear without sensationalizing an angel's pain. Let's zoom into Karen's world of wealth and its lessons. The Carpenters' fortune bought luxury. A Bentley Continental for Karen, a symbol of their 70s peak, and a Rolex Datejust, subtle but costly, adorning her wrist. Their real estate portfolio included a Malibu beach house, a $2 million retreat with ocean views. Tours meant private jet charters like a Learjet for their 1975 World Circuit. Business-wise, their A&M Records deal was lucrative, but Karen's stake in merchandising was her savviest move, earning millions. Insurance? She had basic health coverage, but her career wasn't protected against cancellations, a gap that hurt when illness struck. The takeaway? Wealth can't buy freedom if health and autonomy are sacrificed. Karen's modest spending clashed with her family's control, teaching us to guard personal boundaries as fiercely as bank accounts. Today, the contrast is poignant. Dionne, at 82, is a living legend, her career spanning hits like "That's What Friends Are For" and activism that reshaped music rights. Her style remains regal, her impact eternal. Karen's voice, stilled in 1983 at 32, echoes in every Carpenter's track, a nostalgic lifeline to a lost era. Dionne's promise to Karen, to never let her be forgotten, lives in an empty chair she keeps in her studio, a quiet tribute to a friend who deserved to grow old. At Karen's funeral, Dionne sat in the back, away from cameras, whispering a vow to tell her truth one day. That day is now. And as Dionne's revelations stir the world, one question burns. Will that cassette ever see the light? Or will it remain a sacred secret, guarding Karen's humanity in a world that failed to see it? Karen was the heart of the Carpenters, her voice a balm for millions, her style a blend of soft skirts and understated elegance at 25. Dionne, 35, was a force. Her bold gowns and soulful hits like "Then Came You" commanding stages worldwide. Their friendship, born in a quiet 1971 encounter, became Karen's refuge from a world that worshipped her image but ignored her pain. By 1982, Karen, at 32, was a shadow, her body frail, her spirit fading. That year she pressed a cassette into Dionne's hands, a diary of her struggles, forced performances, silenced doctors, and a life dictated by others. Dionne guarded it, waiting for a world ready to listen with empathy, not judgment. Why keep it secret so long? The answer lies in a vow Dionne made at Karen's funeral, sitting unnoticed in the back to protect her friend's humanity above all. Dionne's life then was a whirlwind of success, touring, recording, and breaking barriers as a black woman in music. Karen's was a paradox, global adoration paired with personal isolation. Her mother, Agnes, and brother, Richard, shaped her career but stifled her soul, demanding a flawless facade. Fast forward to today, and Dionne, at 82, is a beacon of grace. Karen's wealth, though vast, couldn't buy freedom. She drove a Porsche 911, a sleek nod to her 70s fame, and wore a Patek Philippe watch, a quiet luxury. Her Malibu home, co-owned with Richard, was a $2.5 million haven, while chartered Cessna jets whisked her to sold-out shows. The Carpenter's brand, with licensing deals, amassed millions, but Karen's health insurance, minimal for the era, left her vulnerable when tours stalled. Her financial wisdom? Invest in what lasts, but never at the cost of self. Dionne, wiser with money, built a diversified portfolio, from music royalties to real estate, and robust insurance for health and assets. Her lesson: balance ambition with care, a contrast to Karen's forced sacrifices. Every year, Dionne marks Karen's passing with a ritual, playing "We've Only Just Begun" alone, a moment to whisper, "I'm still here." Beside her piano, she keeps relics: a blue hair clip, a folded letter, and that cassette, alongside a note in Karen's hand. "I lived, even if just for a moment." Dionne never chased fame with Karen's story. No books, no tell-alls, just quiet devotion. "Don't remember me for my struggles," Karen once pleaded. "Remember my music." Dionne honored that, ensuring Karen's tenderness, not her pain, endures. This story isn't just theirs, it's ours. If Karen's voice ever soothed you, if you've ever felt unseen under pressure, you're part of this. Her music holds us, a lifeline across time. What's next for Dionne's promise? Will that cassette finally speak? As Karen's melody lingers, one truth shines. Some friendships outlast the stars themselves, and their light never truly fades.